What's up, creators, creatrixes, and other conceptual creatures? I'm Wicked. I'm giving power back to the people, and you can't stop me. Today we are going to be discussing a witch's guide to success and abundance, and this is going to be a powerful one. But before we dive in, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and click that little bell so that I can keep helping you keep your third eye in the sky. With all that being said, let's do it. Witches aren't just survivors, we are creators. Success and abundance is a part of our birthright. Oftentimes, unless you are a generational witch, a lot of people turn to the craft because they feel like they are just completely out of options. And while the craft is good for so much more than just a quick fix, it can definitely be used to help you get ahead in your own life. So today I'm going to be sharing the tools, spells, and the mindset that every witch can use to thrive in the modern world. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of it all, we need to understand what abundance really means in witchcraft. It's not just about money. Money is great, but you also want to have abundance in your time, energy, opportunity, creativity, and in your community. To be truly abundant means to know no bounds, to be resourceful, to have a constant influx of whatever good, positive thing it is that you are trying to create in your own life. Before you start trying to manifest abundance, you want to really narrow it down and figure out what that looks like for you. So don't be afraid to take a moment and really define that for yourself. This is a great journaling prompt that I'd like all of you to try if you're considering manifesting any type of abundance into your life. And that is, simply put, what does abundance mean to me? Once you've clarified what abundance actually means to you, then you can focus on finding the feeling of it. As we have talked about countless times and will continue to talk about forever, in order to manifest something, you have to be able to match the vibrational frequency of it, which means if you have this particular dream in mind, you need to know what that dream feels like so that you can start grounding that feeling into your now experience. That is the only way you are going to be able to bring it in to meet you. And really what you're actually doing is raising your own energy up to a level where it already exists. When you're trying to manifest, you don't actually have to wait for anything. You just have to align with it. And the best way to do that is through your own feelings. This is why we focus so much on emotional intelligence on my channel, because you have to be able to master your emotions in order to master your magic. It is through your emotional intelligence that you are going to be able to hack in to the witch's mindset for success. Emotional intelligence starts with that inner alignment, getting into sync with your higher self. Doing this will open up so many doors for you. But sometimes we have to do a little bit of cleanup before we can actually get there. And that is a great opportunity for you to banish any self-sabotage that might be standing in your way. You have to learn how to reframe your fears, doubts, negative belief systems, and any form of imposter syndrome that you might have in your mind. This is going to call upon you to really recreate the version of yourself that you have in your head. And once you do this, you're going to be able to start changing your life in your outside world. Once you have fortified yourself in that way, then you can start really getting into the work that it is that you will enjoy. Whatever it is that you aim to do, the work to get there, yes, it is going to be a little bit of work, but it can be positive, enjoyable work that can really light your soul on fire. But in order to do that work in a really effective manner, you're going to want to learn to embrace your cycles. We live in a capitalist society that teaches you that you have to constantly have your nose to the grindstone to get whatever it is that you aim for, but that's just not how we operate as humans. If you want to be truly successful, you are going to have to learn to embrace your own cycles. And this means embracing your flow. When you feel that invitation to get into the flow state, grab at it. Do that thing that you have been aiming to do for so long, because when you are in that high vibrational energy, that is when you are going to find the most success with your endeavor. But that also means embracing your need for rest. You are not a robot. You cannot go 24/7. And taking care of yourself has to be your top priority if you aim to keep your energy high. So when you feel the need to rest, don't shame yourself for it. Embrace it. Look at it like the beautiful, magical time that it is, where you get to reconnect with yourself and take care of your own basic needs. Because if we don't take care of our basic needs, our root chakra gets all out of balance. And if our root chakra is out of balance, then our kundalini cannot rise into the higher chakras and allow us to be truly effective in our lives. So taking care of your basic needs, it's not optional. Truly, if you wish to survive, it's something that you have to do. So don't do it with anger or resentment for yourself, but rather look at it like a ritualistic experience, like a blessing that you're able to do that, because there are so many of us walking this world that don't have access to their basic needs in the same way that we do. So don't be upset with yourself for taking advantage of that. Enjoy it, be grateful for it, because that's just going to bring in more wonderful things that are going to help you fill your needs beyond those of basic survival. And you're also going to want to embrace divine timing. We've been taught that we have to schedule things, that we have to adhere to this schedule, that we have to get things done to have any value in this world. But that takes us so far out of sync from the natural flow of the universe around us. So as you tap into yourself, as you meditate, as you get to know your higher self, your spirit guides, what have you, you are going to find that these unseen, wonderful forces are going to be calling on you to do certain things at certain times. And it's important that you embrace that, because divine timing, it doesn't wait for anyone. When the universe says jump, you have to be willing to take that leap, or you might miss out on the opportunity that you have been trying to manifest for so long. This is where trusting your intuition is so important, because you have to be able to hear it in order to heed advice from it. So in those times when you're resting and you're taking care of yourself, check in with yourself, tap into your inner world, open that channel to your higher self so that it can come through to you when those moments of opportunity are right there in front of you and you may not see them right away. That's when the higher self is going to push you. And sometimes it's just going to push you so that you can get messages that are of the utmost importance for whatever it is that you're trying to do. But if you're not paying attention, you might miss them. And it may seem silly, but the universe talks to us in all sorts of ways. So even if you feel inspired to do something as seemingly meaningless as watch a movie, there might actually be a message that's hidden within all of those frames that is going to open your mind to the next level of your existence. And this can happen through all sorts of mediums. It's of course not just about TV. This might be about reading a book, or paying special attention to an ad, or having a conversation with a random person that you wouldn't normally engage in but for some reason feel called to do so. This is even sometimes just the things that we overhear when we're out in public. Being aware is the only way to stay open to all of the messages that the universe has in store for you. So now that you're aware of the world around you, you're open to the messages and opportunities that life has for you, and you're taking care of yourself and mastering your emotions, now you can begin to actually start utilizing your energy to cast into the universe for what it is that you want. And this doesn't have to be a huge process. I'm going to share with you some very simple ways for you to call abundance into your life. The first one is a very, very simple morning ritual. This can be a 2-minute process or a 10-minute process, however much time you want to devote into it. It is your process after all. But all you're going to do is light a candle and set a positive intention for yourself. If you've been with my channel for a long time, then you're familiar with the concept of calibrations, and I recommend calibrating in the morning so that you can set your tone for the rest of the day. And this is simply just listing out positive affirmations and deciding how your day is going to be, instead of letting the world around you tell you how it's going to be because of your old stale energy that you haven't corrected yet. This small ritual is the exact same thing, it's just bite-sized. By lighting that candle and focusing on 1 or 2 positive affirmations relating to abundance, you are setting an abundant tone for your day, which means you are going to be more calibrated to positive opportunities to help you achieve your abundance. Another simple thing that you can do is a quick money magnet spell. And this also doesn't require a huge ritual. It just requires a couple minutes alone where you can find your center and start tapping in to that abundant energy that you're trying to pull into your life. All you need for this is a bay leaf, a marker, a lighter, and something to hold the ashes in so that you don't harm yourself or accidentally burn your house down. Now, all you have to do is write whatever it is that you are trying to manifest on that bay leaf. And I recommend that you start small while you're building up this process. So you can write $5 down on your bay leaf, and then you burn it away, you give it to the universe, you throw those ashes outside or bury them into the ground or toss them into a moving stream. This is a bay leaf, it's completely organic, so there's no harm in it going back to nature. And once you have released it, you don't want to spend the whole day looking for that random $5 bill or waiting for someone to hand it to you. No. You want to accept that once your spell is cast, the universe is in motion. You're not looking for that $5. You are expecting it, but you're expecting it in a way of already having it. Remember, we're trying to match the energy of what we're trying to manifest. So we aren't looking for it, because looking means that there's a scarcity. We don't have it. We want to find it. And we have that energy throughout our day. We're not going to attract it. But if we can simply resonate at the frequency of $5, you are so much more likely to bring it into your life. And of course, you can do this bay leaf spell with absolutely anything. But like I said, you're going to want to start small. You're going to want to start with what you already feel like is possible for you, so that you don't put up a whole bunch of resistance to it. You have to learn to recalibrate yourself and reshape your belief systems before you can start bringing in the really big things like $5 million. So start small. Work with what you think is possible, and try to flex your manifesting powers in your daily life in little ways, so that you can keep reaffirming your power to yourself, and then you can use that as building blocks to get up to those higher levels. The next thing you can try to help generate more abundance in your life is going to be a success altar. And this isn't something that you have to set up and create, but rather the act of treating your workspace that you already have as a sacred altar in itself. So if you have an office or a studio or wherever it is that you do your impassioned work from, what you're going to want to do is make sure you're taking care of that space. So feel free to sage or otherwise smoke smudge, get all of that stale energy out of there, give it a good clean, reorganize, treat it like it is a magical place, because truly it is. And that way, when you come back into that space, you are going to be met with that good, positive energy. You can, of course, get whatever decorations or crystals or lighting candles or putting up a vision board or positive words of affirmation to help you keep that positive momentum going. But this doesn't have to be a stressful project. In fact, you're going to want to avoid making it a stressful project. Do this when you feel called to it. Wait for that divine inspiration and recharge your space so that it can help you access your own magic, and then it can foster it, help you cultivate it, build on it, and send it out into the world in its most positive state so that you can generate more of that positivity back to you. The last little simple tip that I have for you to help bring abundance and success into your life is to carry it with you like a talisman. And you can use anything for this. If you want to keep it simple, you can create your own sigil for success and abundance and carry it on a slip of paper in your pocket, in your purse, in your wallet, in your shoe, if that's what works for you. It's your craft, so you decide. But you can take this to the next level, and you can dedicate a crystal or a specific piece of jewelry to this. Whatever it is that you feel called to, jump at it. Incorporate that into your daily life. Carry that energy with you. Make sure that you cleanse it with the full moon or the sunlight or sage and any other type of smoke that you might like to use. Dragon's blood amplifies the power of everything, so it can clear out negative energy and amplify that positive energy. And if you're unsure of how to create a sigil, I will leave a link to my sigil creation page in the description below so that you can start creating your own sigils, because they just feel so much better and more powerful when they come from us. There is power in personalization, so don't be afraid to try this. You can't get it wrong. It's your sigil, it's your craft, it's your magic. Witchcraft is completely DIY, so don't be afraid to test things out. If you don't like what you create, make a different one. If you don't like using a crystal, get a piece of jewelry, make a piece of jewelry, or any other type of trinket that is going to help you hack into that positive vibration. You decide. You dedicate it to this purpose, and then you carry it with you so that it can help to influence your energy field, empower it, bring that energy in so that it can keep you at a higher vibrational frequency. Another thing that you can do to help you attract success and abundance is to blend practical witchcraft with your everyday work hustle. And to do this, we're going to bring magic into the mundane. So if you're in the habit of creating a task list, look at it like you're setting intentions. Outline for yourself how these small tasks are going to help you reach your big time goal. And if you're not setting goals already, start setting goals. Goals are your intentions. The universe can't manifest things in for you if it isn't clear what you're trying to bring in. So set those goals. Chunk them down into smaller, more bite-sized, manageable daily pieces, and then treat those actions like ritual. Allow them to be powerful. Don't step into them when you're dreading doing it. Get your energy right and then come back to it. Your vibrational frequency is the most important part of all of this. So even if you're working at that thing that you love doing, but you're doing it from a negative place, you're feeling negatively about it, you're too tired, you're stressed, what have you, you are then putting that energy into this wonderful thing that you're trying to create, and all that does is put up a bunch of resistance in between you and your goal. So you're going to want to cleanse yourself. You're going to want to center yourself, get into the right vibrational frequency. If you're feeling too tired or stuck or in that scarcity, poverty type of mindset, that's not the time that you want to approach your craft. Do something else. Have a little bit of playtime, have a snack, take a nap, whatever you need to do to reset yourself so that you can be in a positive state when you work towards your goals. This same sentiment is also extremely important when you are networking. If you are in the type of business where you need to connect with other people for any reason, you're going to want to make sure that you are connecting with them positively. Not only is it going to help you make good, lasting impressions and they're going to feel better about working with you, but it's also going to help you to manifest the best out of them for whatever needs your business has. And above all else, it's important to remember that consistency is its own spell. If you get up every day and you put energy into your dreams and your goals, the universe is going to recognize that and it is going to match your energy. This is why consistency is so much more important than intensity. Because if you do something with full bore intensity once and then don't come back to it for a month or two, the universe doesn't really know what to do with that type of energy. But if you dedicate yourself to something and you work on it a little bit every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes, that consistency is going to build more of that positive momentum, and you are putting that positivity back out into the universe, and the universe knows to send it right back to you when in relation to this thing. Now, it's also important to understand that from our human perspective, it is good to kind of compartmentalize our energy because it helps us understand how all of this works, be mindful of our own emotional state and our vibrational frequency. But you need to know that if you spend 23 hours of the day being negative, downtrodden, stuck in negativity, and spend 1 hour in positivity just when you focus on this thing, it is still going to take more time for you to manifest that thing. The universe does not compartmentalize our energy. The universe is always responding to our frequency, and it doesn't take a break just because we're in a bad mood. This is again why emotional intelligence is so important. You want to be self-aware enough to recognize how you're feeling and mindful enough to remember that those feelings echo through the universe. The world around you feels it. It is much like a spider web. So one small action here is going to ripple through the rest of it. And I don't say this to scare you or to stress you out, but just to make you aware. The universe does not compartmentalize like we humans do. So if your dominant vibration is one of negativity, I personally would take a step back from trying to manifest anything and figure out how to get right with myself. Try to find joy in my day-to-day life, express gratitude wherever I can, recalibrate myself and rid myself of those negative belief systems that keep me stuck in that low vibrational place. Because you're going to want all of your energy to be helping you. You are going to want yourself to be at your best self in order to attract your best life. Because the idea of you living your best life is not negative and downtrodden and angry, most likely. So in order for you to hack in to that new dimension, you are going to have to meet yourself there with your own inner energy. And I don't intend for this to sound like a lecture, but the simple truth of it is that you cannot manifest positive things from a negative vibration. And I know we are often told that opposites attract, but not in universal terms. When it comes to the way that the universe works, it's a law of attraction. Like things are going to attract like things because it's all about energy and vibrational frequency. So being negative isn't going to help you get that positive thing. You're going to have to learn how to be positive. And that's going to be an uncomfortable process if you've been calibrated to negativity for so long. It's going to take some time, but you can do it. And one thing that is going to help you along that journey is to remember that your life is not meant to be a punishment. You are meant to enjoy it. So if you're stuck in a negative vibration, start looking at the changes that you can make within yourself and within your life to help you lead a happier life. That is going to help you manifest everything that you desire so much quicker than any other tactic. Remember, you are the spell. The tools and the process, it just amplifies it, directs your energy, focuses it. But ultimately, the universe is responding to you. Another thing that you are going to want to do if your aim is to be successful or abundant is to learn how to protect yourself. People cast curses and throw hexes without realizing it all the time. And this might not even be because they hate you or they have it out for you. They just might see something, and if they aren't emotionally intelligent, they aren't self-aware, they aren't in control of themselves, they could become incredibly jealous or angry because oftentimes we think, why does this person have that? I deserve it more for this, and this. And now their inner workings are not your problem, but it's important for you to understand that people do operate like this, and they may accidentally be throwing shade at you without even meaning to, and that can snowball into a bigger thing that can affect you. There are, of course, people in the world who do aim to do us harm. So for both of these reasons, it's very important that you learn how to protect yourself, protect your finances, protect your goals, protect your dreams, your family, your loved ones, your pets, whatever it is that you care most about. You're going to want to make sure that it is energetically protected. So don't be afraid to dive into a little bit of protection magic. There are simple ways to ward off bad energy, but you also want to remember that you need to ward off your own bad energy as well. Energy operates a lot like water, so it can leak all over the place. Someone can accidentally infect you with their negativity, and then you bring that into your craft. And then that puts up all this resistance that keeps you from manifesting it, like we discussed before. But you can ward off energy leaks. You can ward off jealousy and burnout. Warding spells are really quite simple, and just a little bit of protection magic really goes a long way. Black salt is a great tool for that, as well as dark crystals. Black tourmaline is really good for it. Just having it with you can help to fend off any bad vibes that might be sending towards you or that you're carrying with you. Regular saging, cleansings, ritual baths, just mindful cleansings of your own energy field can help to cause any of that negativity coming towards you to bounce right off so that it doesn't get inside you and affect you. You can also protect yourself with a shield visualization meditation. You can do this before bed at any point throughout your day, whenever you feel called to do so. And this is a simple process that will take a few minutes. Really, it can be as quick or as lengthy as you want it to be, and you're going to want to go by your intuition on this one. But all you're going to do is envision yourself or your home, your office, your car, your kids, whatever you like, and imagine that golden, or some people see it as silver, light of source, the universe, God, what have you, enclosing itself around you, encapsulating you, protecting you, shielding you. It can be around you and your individual body, or around your entire household or anyone near you. And this is a great thing to do in stressful situations as well. But this is easy, quick protection magic that you can implement at any time that is extremely powerful. And the more that you do it, the longer your shield is going to hold for. You can also pair that meditation visualization with an entire ritual if you like, to really give it some added strength. And this is a great idea if you've been feeling particularly burnt out lately, because it's likely that you have energy vampires around you that are draining you of your energy, but they cannot get past your shield. So don't be afraid to throw it up whenever you feel like you need it. Even if it seems silly, don't question it, don't doubt yourself, just do it. You will thank me later. Actually, in truth, if it works right, you won't even notice the threat that was threatening you, so you might not, but you should still implement it anyway. All in all, success isn't something that you chase, and the longer you chase it, the faster it's going to run from you. Remember, we live in an attraction-based universe, so if you want to be successful, success has to be something that you embody every day. Every moment that you possibly can, whenever you are mindful of it. Try any of these tactics, or do something simple as repeating a short mantra like I am successful. Things are always working out for me. The universe has my back. I am divinely protected and cosmically guided. These small things, when worked with every single day, amount to great big life-changing practices. So don't be afraid to start. Start right now. Start reaffirming yourself. Start believing in yourself, because you can do this. In truth, something people don't often want to admit is that the only thing that holds us back is ourselves. So get out of your own way and allow yourself to live the life you truly want. That's all I have for this one. Thank you so much for joining me, and make sure to like and subscribe so that I can keep helping you keep your third eye in the sky. Stay blessed.